Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, imagine a world where machines can casually talk to you, write stories, whip up breathtaking art, drive cars, diagnose super complex diseases, and even make high-stakes decisions. Not that long ago, literally just a few decades, all of that was pure science fiction. But today, it's just our reality. Artificial intelligence is completely rewiring industries, it's reshaping global economies, and fundamentally changing how we live, work, and communicate with each other. Some people look at this and see the ultimate tool to solve humanity's greatest challenges. Others, they worry it might just be the most disruptive tech we've ever unleashed. So today, we're going to trace the whole chronological journey of this tech. We're going from the earliest sci-fi dreams right up to the wildly disruptive reality we're living in right now.
Okay, let's dive into this. Can machines think? I want you to really ponder that for a second. This single, totally profound question was thrown out there by the brilliant British mathematician Alan Turing way back in 1950. He proposed what we now know as the Turing test. Basically, he argued that if a machine could communicate so naturally with us that you literally couldn't tell if you were chatting with a computer or a real person, well then it could be considered intelligent. That one thought, way back in 1950, it acted as the true North Star for this entire AI revolution we're navigating today.
So here's our roadmap for this explainer. 1. The dream and the winter. 2. The deep learning breakthrough. 3. Transforming industry and society. 4. The ethical reckoning. And finally, 5. The race to AGI.
Let's jump right into Section 1, the dream and the winter, the early struggle for intelligent machines.
So just a few years after Turing dropped that paper, a group of scientists got together at Dartmouth College. This was in 1956, and it's actually where the term artificial intelligence was officially born. And here is a wild fact for you. They were so unbelievably optimistic, they literally thought they could solve human-level AI during a 2-month summer project. Obviously, scratch that, it took way, way longer. But it's crazy to think about, right? Because while tools like today's chatbots or image generators feel so incredibly new, the roots of AI actually span more than 70 years. Every single day, billions of us interact with AI, unlocking our phones, doing a quick web search, totally unaware that this tech has actually been gestating for over 7 decades. To really grasp how we got to this exact moment, we have to look at the major milestones. We've got 1950 with Turing and 1956 at Dartmouth, like we just talked about, but I really want to draw your attention to 1997, because that was the year the world watched this absolutely historic battle. World chess champion Garry Kasparov went head-to-head against IBM's supercomputer, Deep Blue. At the time, pretty much everyone thought human intuition would easily crush a machine. No way a computer could win, right? But the impossible happened. Deep Blue won. It was a massive shock to the system, proving once and for all that machines could genuinely master and even outperform humans in highly complex, strategic tasks. A totally new era had officially kicked off.
And this brilliantly illustrates the massive gap between those early dreams and our modern reality. See, following that burst of 1950s optimism, progress kind of just hit a wall. It completely stalled out into what we call an AI winter. The funding dried up completely. Early computers were painstakingly slow, the data was strictly limited, processing was outrageously expensive, and everything had to be painstakingly programmed with manual, rule-based logic. It was honestly more of a pipe dream than a reality. But then, contrast that freezing, stagnant winter with the modern deep learning era we're in now. Today, the whole game has changed. We're talking massive datasets, unbelievably powerful GPUs, and artificial neural networks that are heavily inspired by the actual human brain.
Moving on to Section 2, the deep learning breakthrough, from manual rules to self-learning. This shift to self-learning, this was the true AI renaissance. And honestly, the core concept of machine learning is surprisingly simple when you break it down. Instead of a human programmer agonizing over writing endless manual lines of code to describe the exact shape, fur, and whiskers of a cat, researchers tried a totally different approach. Step 1, they just fed the system millions of pictures of cats, millions of them. Step 2, the system uses those artificial neural networks to learn the patterns from that huge dataset all on its own. And Step 3, suddenly the machine recognizes cats independently. It's like a giant puzzle, and the more pieces, the more information the system gets, the sharper it becomes. For the very first time, machines weren't just following strict rules, they were learning and improving entirely through experience. And you know what? That self-learning foundation led straight to one of the biggest, most exciting breakthroughs in tech history, generative AI.
Now, this isn't just about recognizing a pattern or analyzing old information anymore. Oh no. Generative AI systems are capable of creating entirely new content from scratch. We're talking writing articles, generating stunning artwork, composing original music, creating videos, and yep, even writing software code. This was the absolute tipping point. It's the spark that caused the whole AI revolution to explode right into the mainstream, with literally millions of people adopting these tools practically overnight.
Which brings us to Section 3, Transforming Industry and Society, Breaking Out of the Lab.
Right, so this is the exact moment AI officially busted out of the computer science labs and started fundamentally rewiring the modern world as we know it. Just look at the absolute boom happening in business and healthcare. Companies are frantically integrating AI right now to automate repetitive tasks, massively boost their productivity, and slash costs. Entire supply chains are becoming so much more efficient. But honestly, the really amazing stuff is happening in healthcare. AI systems are currently analyzing complex medical images with mind-blowing accuracy, helping detect things like cancer, heart disease, and brain disorders. It's also supercharging drug discovery, literally turning research that used to take years into tasks finished in a fraction of the time. So what does this actually mean for you and me? It means faster medical diagnoses, cheaper consumer goods, and a completely transformed way of working and living our everyday lives.
All right, let's shift gears to Section 4, The Ethical Reckoning, the Dark Side of Automation.
Now, for all these absolute marvels we just talked about, humanity is also being forced to confront a very real, very dark side to this immense power. But with these rapid changes comes a major concern. Look, throughout history, sure, technological revolutions have always replaced certain jobs while creating new ones. But the sheer scale and speed of AI automation, it could be entirely unprecedented. We're staring down a scenario where millions of jobs could change dramatically over the next decade alone. Whole professions might entirely disappear or radically evolve. This is creating a monumental challenge for society, and we're going to be forced to adapt very quickly. And the disruption goes way beyond just the job market. We're facing some incredibly severe emerging risks here. We've got deepfakes and misinformation actively distorting the truth. Cybercrime is spiking as bad actors exploit brand new vulnerabilities. And perhaps most chillingly, there are intense ethical concerns over autonomous weapons that can operate without any human oversight. Because AI is fundamentally a dual-use technology, meaning it can be used for good or for harm. Managing these risks responsibly is absolutely our greatest immediate challenge. And we're already seeing a pretty stark contrast in how different parts of the world are handling this. For example, Europe is aggressively pushing for strict, heavy ethical regulations and guardrails. Meanwhile, other global regions are prioritizing rapid, unchecked innovation, basically out of fear that if they slow down even a little bit, they'll lose the global AI race. So it's this incredibly delicate balancing act between ensuring safety and driving progress.
And that leads us directly into our final chapter, Section 5, The Race to AGI, the ultimate milestone.
Even with all those very real risks hanging over us, top researchers around the globe are right now in an all-out sprint toward an even bigger, much more ambitious milestone, AGI, or Artificial General Intelligence. Now, the AI we use today is narrow. It's highly trained for specific single tasks, like recognizing that cat picture or beating someone at chess. But in AGI, that would be a future system capable of performing virtually any intellectual task that a human being can perform. Scientists pretty universally consider AGI to be the ultimate milestone. Naturally, there is a fierce debate raging right now over the timeline. Some experts swear AGI is just a few short decades away, maybe even less, while others argue it's still way, way off in the distant future. But make no mistake, if and when it is achieved, it could undoubtedly become the most important technological breakthrough in the entire history of our species. Which brings me to a truly profound thought directly from our source material today. Quote, "Fire gave humanity civilization. Electricity powered the modern world. Artificial intelligence may become the next great force that reshapes the future of our species." I mean, wow. The future here is both beautifully and terrifyingly uncertain. On one hand, this tech could help us solve climate change, aggressively expand space exploration, and unlock scientific miracles we literally can't even fathom yet. But on the exact same token, it raises the most extreme existential questions about ethics, safety, and ultimate human control. All of which leaves us with this final, incredibly important thought. The question is not whether AI will change the world. The question is how we will change with it. The artificial intelligence revolution. It's no longer just some distant, abstract future concept. It is happening right here, right now, all around us. The only question left is how you And really, all of us as a global society are going to adapt to this ongoing intelligence revolution. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep questioning everything, and we'll see you next time.